Hello everybody, Steven here with Cardboard Coalition, and today I figured I'd bring a review of Gray Fox game After the Empire. This is a 90-minute game, it's for ages 14 plus, and it's for 1 to 4 players. I got notes so we can get through this fairly quickly. Alright, so I realized I have a couple invaders sitting out. Alright, so let's get into this. The theme of the game. So the time period you're set in is after the fall of the Roman Empire, and you're a bunch of little kingdoms, or fiefdoms really, because they're really small, a bunch of fiefdoms, and you're trying to survive all the invaders, the hordes of invaders. He should be right there. Hordes of invaders, right? So the theme is you're trying to have the strongest fiefdom out of all the fiefdoms, right? And what's pushing back against that are these invaders. So little cubes in the regular game. This is the deluxe, so it has the little miniatures, right? So anyways, you're trying to have the strongest fiefdom, and how you do that is you build up your castle walls, upgrading them. It's hard, it really looks like a fort, but upgrading them with turrets, right? You got wooden turrets, and then eventually stone turrets and things like that. If you want to know how to play the game, you can check out our how to play. Now, the mechanics of it is worker placement. So there is a round where it's a whole round, but there's a phase where you go ahead and take your workers and you place them to do certain actions, right? And then after that's done, then you have there's a phase where it brings out the invading hordes, and then you defend. You have these little guys, right? And you get them up on the walls, and they defend against those hordes. I realize I don't have my farm tokens out, but no, it's all right. All right. So the mechanics, I would say, is worker placement and tower defense. Now on BGG, which we can't always follow, but on BGG, Board Game Geek, it has just worker placement. But there's a tower defense going on because you have these walls, right, that you put up, and the hordes come in and try to tear them down and get inside. So you're defending this area. So worker placement to be able to defend your area, kind of thing. So worker placement and tower defense would be the mechanics. The ease of teaching, ease of play, I would put this at medium. Going back once again to Board Game Geek, BGG, they have it at a 3.16 or 3 point something. So definitely firmly in the medium range, but I also feel just understanding what each thing does, how the hordes come in, reading the siege cards, which the first time I played it with some of my buddies that kind of helped me go through the game so I can teach them to everybody, is reading the card, where I thought it meant each invader was worth that much, and it was really, you just add. So let's say 4. You're at season 4. I was thinking each invader's worth 4 invaders now, but what it meant was you put 4 extra invaders on that side of the castle. Once again, if you want to know how to play, check out our how to play. But it's definitely a medium. You have some thinking that goes into it. There's some things you have to teach and understand. So I would put ease of teaching, ease of play as a medium. This is definitely a medium weight. All right, so replayability, I would say the replayability is really good. We'll put it at good, really good. And the thing is, you have different refugees that do things. You have different building cards that do things. They can come out in all different ways. And try to siege or sack, really. They're trying to sack, but first they're putting on the siege in different ways, different angles. So you do have a good replayability with this, for sure. The production value. I should have said this in the beginning, but I'll say it now. This is the deluxe version. What is deluxe about it? Well, one, it's the little peoples. So in the regular one, they're little cubes. They're same color, but they're like little cubes. But in this one, they're people, because it's deluxe. The food, some of these things, instead of being just wooden cubes, are little plastic ones. They're made to look like wood and stone, and I don't know how you make iron look like iron, but they tried, right? And your food is just grain, basically. It looks like little hay bales, little square hay bales. And then you have certain things. I think this is actually the same in both of them. You get a different shape for your counter. These are different. But so that's the difference really in the deluxe. And you have these trays. So these are all the pieces that you need when you're playing the game. You have these trays, which makes it really easy and quick to set up. All right, so the production value is really good. There's an insert in this box that fits everything well, and it's set up to fit these cards sleeved. And I was thinking maybe if they do expansions to be able to add the expansion stuff into them. All right, so the value versus cost. This is where you got to hold on to your wallet for a second and really think about it. I would look at how this game plays and if it's something that you would like. I got this on the second Kickstarter run through. I don't know what they did, or maybe they sent it to GameFound and ran it again, but the second crowdfunding. So I'd already heard a ton of buzz. I'd seen some gameplay of it. I knew it was something I liked. I liked the idea of building up these walls and getting your turrets and eventually putting in turrets and that falling apart. I forgot to put the wood in the walls too. And falling apart when the enemy attack and things like that. I knew I liked that. I already know I like worker placement. It's one of the mechanisms that I actually like with games. So I already knew I liked it. So when it came up, I went ahead and bought it. But for you guys, I would say make sure you look and check out. You can check out our How to Play. Obviously, you're watching this review right now. You can see the unboxing that I did way back. It took a while to get this out because it was missing some archers. And I mean, just for me, I wanted the archers before I started playing. It was missing, I think, 16 of them. And it took Gray Fox, I think, 6 months to get the archers, which is weird because they were missing something else in a different game and they got it really quick. I think they were having some logistic issues just with their shippers and stuff like that. So anyways, you can go ahead and look at the unboxing. You can look at the How to Play to see if it's something you like. Now, I'm working all that around to the value versus cost. I would say this is a fair value versus cost. I would put it on good for me, but I also think it's dependent. For someone who's just going out and buying the game, I would say fair. So the MSRP, I didn't know what I wanted to say there, but MSRP is $89.99. So 90 bucks. What you get out, like I said, you're going to have wooden cubes. You're not going to have these little guys. But the game, it doesn't change anything about the gameplay. The gameplay is going to be the same. And the gameplay, I think, is engaging and fun. I think it's a fair value for what you're getting out of the game with the replayability and what you get. So I would say it's at least a fair value. And it might be good depending on if you're into this time period. I like medieval, Dark Ages, early medieval. I mean, I like all the way up to pretty much the vast use of gunpowder, I guess I would say. That's when I start losing interest till later on to like the Wild West and stuff like that. I know, American. So I like the theme and everything. And like I said, I like worker placement. So for me, it's well worth it, right? I actually really like the game. I want to get it back out. I'm going to actually go to my local game shop and buy sleeves and sleeve all the cards and stuff because I like the game, right? I feel like I want to play it more and more. So I would say it's a fair value versus cost. And I think I've talked about this before in other videos. I know I talked with friends. I would argue about $35 at play. And what that means is how many times you play it versus how much you've paid. So far, I've played this 3 times now. I know it's 3, maybe it's 4. I think it's 3 times. 90 bucks, it's $30 a play. So I look at it this way. You go to the movie and dinner, you're probably paying anywhere between $30 and $50 on the low end, right, for an evening of entertainment. So 3 in, has it paid for itself? Yeah, it's a little higher on my side, on my like, but it's there. So I would say the value versus cost is fair and good if you're really into this. Because I'm into it, I'm like, yeah, cool. I don't mind spending 30 bucks for me and some friends to have this experience, right? So there you go. Now, that definitely leads into would I play it again? Yes, of course I would play it again because I really like it. I like the theme. I like the mechanics, right? I like I was just thinking about this when I was setting it up. The toy factor, right? You get to build upgrade walls, right? You get these little plastic walls you get to put in. A lot of it with this game is there's toy factor, especially with miniature games. And there are some little mini miniatures in this one, but it's the toy factor, right? I get to play with toy soldiers and put them out on the board and stuff like that. That's really fun. So yes, I would play this again. Would I ask to play it again? Yes. There's actually as of filming today, there's I'm going to play a game today, and I was thinking maybe I should bring After the Empire just in case the game goes a little quick and we have an hour and a half to spare to get this in. So yes, I'd play it again, and yes, I would ask to play it again. I'm looking for times that we can play this again. So that is the review of After the Empire by Gray Fox Games. Like I said, this is a 90-minute game. It's for 1 to 4 players for ages 14 plus. I'm Steven with Cardboard Coalition. Help us grow the coalition by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell notification, all that YouTube stuff, right? And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.